once again. Okay, let me close it. Hi, everyone. Hope you're well. Let me see. We have a couple exciting news to share with you. So I will start by sharing my screen to quickly walk you through what's coming next week. And this is the screen, I suppose. Yes. Yeah, you can see Argos, right? Great.
Yes, we can.
Great. Maybe let me also, let me log out because I also have something to show you about the login option. Oops. Let me do that again. Oh. Maybe I can show you in a different instance. Okay, no worries. This is very minor. This is actually minor. I just wanted to show you that in the login page, we have introduced a message that is about it's because we received a couple of requests in help desk about people missing information from their Argos activity. And that's because they had, in fact, logged in with a different email address than the one that they were using when they were using Argos. So the system recognized them as two different users. And for that, we added a message in the login page where it clearly specifies that if you log in and you do not see your activity, please merge the accounts, so it informs about this merging of accounts that you can do here by adding extra email accounts, so that whenever you log in with one another, you have all the activity in one place so that you don't feel lost. So that's the minor thing that I wanted to share with you about the login page. Now, from the new, I think you can see already what's new. There was in our list of things to do, there was the preview of the blueprint, because this was a new feature that we introduced last year. So we wanted to for everyone to be able to check its content before choosing it, before selecting it. So we have done that in two different, let's say, from two different points. One is from the homepage. As you can see here, there is this box where it previews, well, it displays, highlights maybe the two most used blueprints in this instance. So in this particular instance and tenant. And I can see, for example, I can open some of the sections and I can see what type of information is asked. To view all, I click view all, and now I'm redirected to another page, which is going to be actually the start your plan page from now on, where I can either select the default blueprint as we did before. The default has all this information, main information, funding license, and you can add any template you want, or have a pre-selected blueprint from the ones maybe that you have created, or your partnering organization, your affiliated organization has created, where the content is the structure and the content that is required is different, as well as the guidance and instructions that the blueprint holds. Now, as you can see, maybe let's use this example. I can now open and see the from each section of the blueprint what information is required or not required is asked. It's not. We show both mandatory and optional fields that everyone can write their input in. And then when I go to data management, for example, this is where a template opens for data management. And I can see the whole template, what are the different questions and information that this template asks. Same for software. We can see what's the predefined template that Cistera Consortium has as a predefined template for software. But in fact, this is what you can do everywhere in every blueprint. You can always add and take information from other templates that are there by clicking this. Let me do it again so that you see. By clicking, if I don't want to use this, or if I want to see what else is there for data management, for example, I can click this and I can preview, for example, this template or another one. And then I can proceed if I want with this blueprint. And when I go, for example, here, I can use the predefined template or any other template I want. For example, let's use this one. So I can combine more templates, even extra templates that I may have in here. Now, a couple of things. Let's go back. So this is the same page that you will now be able to find under Start New Plan. Okay, this is it. So this is how navigation will take place. You select the one blueprint that you want, proceed, and then start filling in all the information, right? Now, if I want to preview, if I want to download, because that was also another request, how can I download the blueprint and the with all the information that it has? You can just download this and, for example, share it with your colleagues to get started before even starting the DMP on Argos. So you can see this is read-only, of course. It's not meant to it's not meant to be used instead of the blueprint, but it's a quick way to have an overview of what this is, this blueprint is about, and share it with others so that they get prepared. Let me see. We also, I don't know if you noticed, we also merged our editors. The plan and the description editors are now merged. So for example, from the same page, you can have access, and let me use another plan. We can have access to the whole information of this plan. For example, we can have access to the Descriptions. This is a dataset description. We are not going to a new page to do that. So you can have everything here at once and work on it at one, and then download it all together. Let me see. I think I already, okay, that's from the blueprint review for like how you're able to use it when writing your plan, but how you're able to use it as an admin or a tenant admin, it's also possible now. We also worked on the preview for admins. You can see here all the different types of blueprints that we have. This is the collection. And if I click, for example, my blueprint, I can now see all the content. So we're using basically the same editor as the one that we have for the templates, which is very, it's let's say, less complex and easier to navigate and understand how things evolve by having the preview at the time that you're making a change or an addition. And I can also preview the whole blueprint, how it will look like at the end, as we did with the templates. So I can see how it will look like and then finalize it so that I make it available for everyone. That's for the admins. Are there any questions for the blueprint? Because then I'm going to go to other features. Okay. Then I make
questions.
I continue. Okay, okay. Now you see also something new under on the left-hand side under my plans. It's statistics. So here, if you click it and give it a bit of time, because this is a test instance. So okay, you can see some statistics. So this is about this is an accounting system, an accounting mechanism. Sorry, that is integrated with Argos. And you can see per tenant how many plans there are, how many descriptions. You can also see how many users there are. You can also see how many blueprints and templates there are. And also, you can see how many references, so how many times licenses are used. The licenses API, for example, the licenses information is used in templates. For example, licenses is used, let me see, was already there, 13. And if I click data sets, I can see the use of data sets API also. Okay, so it has been used 11 times, for example. So you can also view it like that. So there's a different display. You can also download the JSON data to create your own visualizations if you like, or merge with a report or attach to a report that you want. Okay, let me also erase that. Now, another thing that you maybe saw before when I went to my plans is the evaluation. We integrated with an evaluation mechanism, a validator mechanism that checks specific criteria per task. For example, there's a task now that we have introduced to validate the blueprint if it's machine actionable. So if I click evaluate this blueprint, the whole plan, right? It shows me that it's missing some information that should be there. For example, from the first data set, which is the Gistera data management, it's missing data access information. We are still working on the messages so that they are more understandable. But for the moment, we have tested if this works, well, and we will simplify it. But please let us know if you have any ideas or if you have a clear, opinion on how this can be done that helps you. What message would you like to see? Please let us know. And you can also see the different validation history messages. See, failed. We failed. And this is this specific validator we are going to use embedding the criteria for fair assessment. So the same validator you will be able to have another option here to use it for fair validation or DMP validation according to a specific rubric like Science Europe. So these are things that are coming later this year. But for the moment, we have this. And we think we wanted this to be the first in the criteria to launch because we would like all the blueprints to be machine actionable. So it's a good way for administrators and tenant administrators to know what they need to work on to strengthen their blueprints that they create. Another thing that it's still hinted here, but let me show you first how to, where is workflows? Statuses. So statuses, you can now as an admin and tenant admin, create your own status. So have your own workflow in Argos. For example, you want to have a draft and under review, validated, finalized, published maybe, or more things that you have, or ethics review, or whatever it is that your workflow has during the data management. You want it to be also shown here. So you can create this workflow and add the specific status that your workflow should have by creating new from here. You just name them. You give an ordinal, like what's the, if there is an order, if there's an order, this is the first step, and then the next one is review, for example, you specify what types of actions this should be available for. You also, okay, you can change this, but these are not that important. The important thing is that you can also specify what roles, what people should have access to this. For example, admins will be able to see the draft, and all these the users with roles as owners, viewers, description contributors, and reviewers will be able to also have access to the draft plan when it's in the status. If the status change, for example, if the status change to finalized, then I can see that I can only have deposit and export. So evaluation is not available because the plan is finalized. And then people that can finalize it are the owners of the plans only, not everyone. And also people that have generally access to this finalized plans are admins. And here, I don't know if you remember, but we can have more roles for both, for users and for the system's users and for the end users. So the roles we can define from, let me see. Yeah, I don't want to open it now because there are information about people, so I don't want to click them. Okay, but you can specify your own role if you have one that is not available here, and then create a status that you include this role under. And you can see, if you go to a plan like I did before to this plan, you can see change status. So I can now, from draft that it is, finalize it and review it. Okay, review, for example. And then from review, I can do validation. I think that's it. Very quickly. And I would like to we would like to know your opinion and how you view all these new things before going to the Menti to ask you our own questions.
Thank you, Elli, for the comprehensive demo. Are there any immediate questions? We have one question on the Google Doc. Would you prefer, Elli, that we take this question first, or that you do the Menti?
No, let's take the question.
So the question is, how would you describe to a new user, for example, a researcher, the difference between blueprints and templates, their different functions or roles in the creation of a new DMP? And
okay, there are two.
We have it
okay.
also here on, okay. So Joaquin, would
Okay.
you like, I mean, you can also feel free to unmute yourself and speak up.
Yeah,
okay, here you are.
Thank you. But I think you got it right. It's two questions, so
Yeah.
two separate questions.
Yeah. Hi, Joaquin. Yes, so a blueprint has information about the whole workflow. Let's say it has maybe ethics information, it has about data management, software management, maybe sensitive data, data access. So it has everything that we as admins, have predefined, that this is the workflow that we have in our institution, right? With these services, you can do this and that, and these are the instructions. So the templates come to provide the content to each of the different workflow steps. So data management is one, like you can have a template for how you manage your data. Is the data fair or whatever? Software is another, so you can have templates about software management, like where you keep your software, point me to the software and things like that. And so templates can have more information about the content of each step.
To me, it sounds like the blueprint is more like a customized template, and the template is more, well, I see it from using other DMP services, but so it's a bit different what you call things. But if we're going to shift to Argos, we need to be able to explain to our users these differences.
Yes, so the blueprint structures the
Mhm.
plan, and then the templates provide the contents of the plan. Let me quickly, yeah, maybe Andrew, and then I can go to your next question.
But you also have inbuilt funder templates, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So is the blueprint then a way of customizing those
In the blueprint, you can
to meet your local?
combine, yeah, you can meet your local needs, and then send the information that you want to a funder template, for example, right?
Okay. I'll have to try it out to see how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to maybe echo what Joachim is saying. I think there's a lot of Argos that uses words that are not exactly intuitive, things that are intuitive actually, which we've sort of gotten tripped up on, even just making plans. So we've actually sort of started our own internal documentation to translate. The names aren't coming to immediately, but even just like the question and what appears is the actual question and what appears as the description of the question and what appears in the body where you would actually answer the question. Again, there's a whole Argos language I find that is fairly obscure, and that the documentation is not especially, doesn't do a whole lot to clarify. Which was actually, Elli, when I asked the question about being able to see what's going on while I'm editing rather than, having to sort of finalize an entire blueprint to see what goes where. That was because I was struggling every time I was doing one part of it. I would say, wait, is that the question or is that the description text?
Yeah.
Sample
That's understood.
answer to the question, for example. So, yeah, I think you're not alone, Joachim, in the terminology stuff.
Yeah, the terminology is something that I understand that we need to work on.
I mean, there's
documentation.
not really a right way to do this, unfortunately, because these are complicated systems. And if our documentation is of any use, we're happy to share it with you once we're done with it, assuming the language hasn't changed.
Please do, yeah, please do. That would be very helpful. Please do, yeah. But we are also preparing some training resources, some material to like tutorials to guide you through different features that we are launching. We are launching many things that we have been working on. So the pace is a bit unequal between the development team and the support team, but we are getting there.
And nothing that I said is meant to be a critique. I think this is just
no, but we need please, we need feedback. So yeah.
But actually,
okay.
Just a question about Joachim's question. Actually, though, would you necessarily need to explain to would a researcher need to know the difference between a template and a blueprint, or is that that's only something that an administrator would really need to know, right?
That's my follow-up question. Yeah. Thank you.
I guess so, yeah.
Because they just see, they don't see what's happening under the hood. They just see the plan.
So the end users don't. The blueprints are not available to them, or is that so? So the blueprints are only available to the administrators.
The blueprints and the templates are both available, but the blueprints include the information, structure the information according to your workflows, the workflows that you follow in the organization. And then
But they have to
template that you might
select a blueprint.
select the blueprint of the organization. Yes, for example. Yeah.
But when they
And
select the
an
blueprint,
organization can have several different blueprints for, or
If that's desirable, yes. For example, they can have blueprint per department.
okay.
but the end user, once if they select, like I'm from Leiden University, we have a single template for right now. When a researcher signs into Argos to use it, they're not asked to select, these different subunits to combine into a blueprint that they then fill out. That's something that I, as an administrator, do.
Yeah.
And when they just get what they consider to be our template.
Yeah.
And they don't see any of the difference between the blueprint and the template under the hood. And again, that's a language thing. Like we call our whole thing a template, but that's actually what calls a blueprint.
Exactly like we do. Okay, got it now. Thank you.
See, it's good that we can discuss these things. So yeah, thanks. Your next question, Joaquin, was, can I go back from finalized status to review if I see I forgot something? And then as an admin, if you saw how I created the status. So if you have in the status that you want to do it, you can select it. So all the users that will use your tenant or your blueprint will be able to go back. For us, as a default, we don't have this. So you need to finalize after the review, for example. I think so, right? But this is something that you can change. That's what I'm trying to say.
I
So
was
you can
just
change it.
thinking, since you cannot, you said you cannot evaluate when it's finalized, and maybe I forgot to evaluate.
You can create a new version if you don't have, for example, admin rights and you want to do that. Then you can create a new version of the same plan and validate and evaluate it. Yeah. Andrew, I think we covered the other question. Okay. Any other questions? If not, I will share.
We don't have any other questions, but
I will share my screen then to go to the Menti. Present. Okay. Present. Okay, do you see? Yeah, you can see. So if you go to menti.com and type the code 5880 7994, you should see this. Let me do it so that I see what you're saying. I will do it with you. Okay, now for the blueprint, the preview. Prefer seeing all questions in the blueprint preview. I only need section titles, for example, or I don't find the blueprint preview useful. It would be good to know the extent to which basically the blueprint preview should cover for you from your community, like you know the needs of your community. So that's helpful to know. Okay, so I think the majority would like to see everything. Okay, well, makes sense. Right. Next question then. Regarding the workflows, do you like the draft to finalized flow, like simple flows better, maybe more structured, or you're not interested and you just want just a template and that's it. You're not keen to using the workflows function. Yeah, because that's also possible. Yeah. So it's how do you say that in English? Head to head? No, head to head. Andrew, how do you say that? Okay. So
A draw.
You're testing my English here.
yes, sorry for putting the
A
spot.
draw.
Yeah, I draw, but I wanted to refer to the phrase
Head to head.
head to head. I think yeah. Okay, good. So okay, that's interesting though, because it seems that half of people want to use it as a workflow to set up workflow stages, and then others just plain templates, I guess. Next, but the dashboard. I didn't say that, but did you check? Did you spot that we have, in fact, from here, deleted the my descriptions on the left-hand side, and we kept it here, public descriptions. We deliberately did that, but we need to know your opinion. Should we bring it back? It's nothing to bring it back, but do you use it? Basically, that's the question. Do you use these descriptions to copy them, for example, to different plans? Okay, interesting.
And we have a question from Andrew.
Oh, yes, please.
No, we can come back to that at the end. It's more of just
okay. Okay, I never use my descriptions. Yeah, that's good to know. Now, next one. The validator, evaluator, whatever you want to call it, it does the same thing. It validates and presents a result against this criteria. How would you like this to be? Like this is a first, as I showed you. Let me show you again. This is a first implementation of this feature, but it would be good to know your feedback.
this is admin facing, not.
This is currently you're it should be this specific one. It should be for admins.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about it and let us know. For example, oh, where am I? For example, I would like to also be able to download this, right? And I don't see this now as a possibility. I can only see, no download. But then what do you need to download it for? I mean, that's the question. This is according to our needs. Explaining clear language what is non-compliant plus a separate linked dictionary described in terms in the standard. Yes, that's very good. To link or even to link to the I don't see now what you're saying, but let me see if this is common standard. DMP. So to see this basically as a documentation. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, let me go to the next. For the stats, have a look in your own time, and again, let us know the statistics. Is this enough? Is this something that you would like to modify per tenant? Is this something more that you need? For example, I would like if I could download them all. I don't see that at the moment. Yes, Andrew?
So we have a Leiden tenant, right? But we could foresee that different faculties are using it. We could envision a question about the faculty affiliation, and would it be possible to also then get that's at some lower level, or more granular level? Just a thought. I haven't needed this yet, but I assume.
No, but makes sense. Yeah. Okay. More than one, the idea with these circular graphs with DMP, but yeah, okay. So more visualization options, basically, right? Open or public. Okay, nice. Yearly, monthly reports, yes, that's what I also like to see. Uses of different templates and blueprints. So you would like also to see a per blueprint, for example. Okay, makes sense also. Yeah. Possibly more granular, yes. Yeah. And I guess we would like to also see the evaluation results here, right? So those passed and failed for X and Y evaluations. It's currently they're not. Okay. I will stop share. I think that was it. Huh? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Elli. And Joachim, also Andrew, please, are there any other questions?
Yeah, there is one from...
We have one more, or from Andrew. I think we didn't address that. Andrew, would you like to speak? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to distract because it's sort of a more meta thing, but with the second or third question about the workflows where we were head to head, I'm curious if there's anyone on the call who can speak to ideas that would motivate the sort of pro workflow stance. So Elli, as you know, we are thinking about how this could be used not just for data management, which in our organization we treat quite separately from privacy reviews, which is also separate from ethics. So each of those three workflows has its own experts who oversee the process. So I'm curious, yeah, if folks are also thinking about or actively using the tool in this kind of way. Or even from you, Elli, if you have encountered.
Oh, yes. Sorry. there are cases that institutions want to use it as to connect with their workflows, and data management is one part of it. So planning about data management is only one template in the whole blueprint. But then there are cases where they're not interested and they would like just a template to be onboarded to Argos, and that's it. So it depends. It actually depends also on the resources, on the intentions, the strategies. So it's a lot to consider. Yeah, but I don't know if other people would like to take part in this discussion, or we have a shy community.
Please feel free to speak up and mute yourself, or if you are more comfortable on posting on a chat box to tell us what you think. I think it's a really interesting points that have been raised. Or maybe is there anything else, Elli, or that you would like to point out?
From my side, no. We would like to, again, know your feedback. I know the terminology, documentation as well, but please let us know, like, what of the new features, how you like them, if there's more things that we need to build on top of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important, getting feedback from the community. So it's quite essential. So if there are no more questions, then I think we can even finish quite earlier and give people like 10 minutes back of your time.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, then. Thank you so much, Elli, and everyone who contributed. And you know where to find Elli. And yeah, stay tuned for the next community call. Yeah.
Yeah. See you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good day.